Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl has come far since its original inception. Each character on the roster brings something a little unique to the table. Iconic voice actors and lines are now included, and the patch updates plus DLC characters have been extremely well received. It can be a little intimidating though when going 02 doesn't seem to change, which is why NASB Jr was such a delight to see, an amateurs only monthly where top players are banned as well as whoever wins the tournament, with NASB added to PS Plus in June, and the first PlayStation NASB Jr was held. Who won, might you ask? Yes, you youthful exuberant clam of life, seething with opportunity and trust. It is I, the dang old crumb man, the Mr. Goo, that old rat boy clinging on to the N64. With my trusty pat back and a smidge of Queena Oblina, I arrived victorious after the long haul of a grueling 6-person bracket with 2 DQs to win the prize of banishment.
You are hereby banished from South Park for all eternity!
And 25 doll hairs. But how did I achieve such a feat? Isn't Patrick bad at this game? Aren't my old decrepit hands past their prime? Soggy and rotten like a sloppy slauster that's been mistreated and thrown in the gutter. With thoughtful incorporation from G. Grestington, the team behind Zanzibar's Wilderness, with funding from The Cribs, thoughtfully bring to you how I won NASB Jr. And you can too. Wink. So before we get into any of the match specifics, let's go over Patrick's 3 keys to victory. The Triforce of Patrick consists of these powerful Gemeralds. To start, you've got the Sajak Symphony, aka a speen a to ween. This consists of, well, spinning and winning. Pat, Trickstar, not Sajak, has one of the best strong nairs in the game, as well as strong dash attack. It's just big. The next Gemerald is known as the Leches, or the cream of commands. And this consists of the old heart of Patback, his deadly trio of command grabs. While up special is mainly for recovery, mixing it in on blocking opponents can spice things up now and then. However, that mid special and that down special really get things creamy. Not unlike Duster's Cream Slop of Sauce, the new addition to their Cream Slop series. Mid special has pretty great range as Pat will lunge forward a little with the attack. But even better is the mix afterwards. You can choose between slamming the opponent 1, 2, or 3 times, which will change up the timing of when they land as well as the direction they go. Then, finally, you've got that down special, the whole reason to play Patrick at all. You've got the normal input of down special, which is overall pretty great, especially on Jellyfish Fields and especially off a jab lock. And then you've got the command input, that super spicy, friggin' Zangief, Tornado, Crumbus, people just die. People will just die. The final Gemerald is known as the Brazilian Butt Lift, or BBL as the kids call it. This consists of Pat using that thick old booty to keep opponents in check. Your light nair attack is one of Pat's fastest moves and can lead directly into tech chase situations. Then you've got down tilt, which is Pat's grounded move with the most range and super important for the spacing and poke wars. While they may not be the stars of the show, both of these moves were critical to my success in getting in on all them rocks. Now that the explanation is done, let's go over my actual matches. To start, my first opponent was a Toph player, and, spoiler, would be my toughest opponent and who I ended up facing in Grands as well. I honestly do not know how I feel about this matchup, because ultimately, it feels like whoever has the lead can just camp to victory. While chasing Toph up on them rocks and approaching that deadly grounded game are both tedious endeavors, I can also just chill on the top platform, brah. Game 1, I went with the Randy Oblina choice, and lost, and that's when I knew it was Pat time. Starting off on Jellyfish, then going Irken, and ending up on Harmonic, I was able to win the next 3 games to move on. This second match on Irken though, is a pretty good depiction of how most of these sets went. If you gon' sit under the plat, then I'm gon' jump above it. As I mentioned, the lead is super important in this matchup because approaching Toph who's grounded is super tough as Pat, but the opposite is also true for Toph when approaching an aerial Pat. Luckily, the Irken game had such a lead that the camping felt almost unnecessary, and to finish off the Harmonic game, all that was needed is a spin to win. My second set was interesting, starting off in a blind picked Pat Ditto that would have been a 4-stock if I didn't use a command grab KO. The second game, I decided to bring out the Queen to avoid the Ditto again, to which another 4-stock happened. Finally, my opponent went Garfield on Irken, to a bit more success, but Oblina and them goopy combos was a bit too much. My third set I sadly don't have any footage of, but it was a fairly clean 3-0 against April and then 2 more Toph games, which I appreciated to help get in the mindset for Grands. Grand Finals. Finally, we get to the finale, where the final victor would be finally chosen. Like our first encounter, I ended up losing game 1 in a close finish on Irken, before going to Rooftop for the next 3 games in a row. Winning games 2 and 3 were solid, and then this game 4 went back and forth a bit until I just got totally blendered on the final stock, bringing us to game 5. I was very happy with some of my sneaky light nairs and empty hop command grabs, but this final game definitely had some of my best moments with those. So to conclude this Grusters Gaming episode, I'll leave you with game 5 in its entirety, with no commentary whatsoever except me chiming in to say, "That's a nice combo," when it's not a combo at all. Enjoy! Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Fight!
No chance!
Okay.
No chance!
Ooh, little kicks. Ooh, combo! Got some rocks.
Ready to rock?
More rocks. More rocks. Boy, that's called a combo!
Pinnacle!
Combo!
Over the top! Ready to rock? Take this!
Sometimes you gotta just run from the rocks. Every time they call you the dangest.
Dodge this! No chance! Dodge this! No chance!
It's like
Dodge this!
the thing from Crash Box. Okay, that was sliceable coverage.
Major damage!
Ready to rock?
Ooh,
Oh!
what flagrancy?
Dodge this! Yeah! Take this! Ha! Yeah! Ha! Over the top! Ha ha! 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 Over the top!
Go! Call that the belly bow.
Incredible!
Take this!
Alright. Grab. Ooh, hit him with the. Oh.
Check this out! Time for action! Roll the top! Ready to...
Ooh, there. And that's the combo.
Check this out!
Alright, and then we got some. Then I'm getting sauced.
How's that for rocking the world? No chance! Ready!
Ooh, little sneaky down tilt.
Ha-ha!
Patience. Patience time. Patience. Doom, doom.
Ready to rock? No chance! Dodge this!
Alright, I sit on the platform. I guess I'll have to work my way over.
Haha!
Combo!
Oh, what a hit!
Dodge this! How's that for rocking your world?
I tried.
Ready to rock? Ready to rock?
Whoa!
Ha! Ho! Ha! Ready to rock? No chance!
What a nair chuck leading into the edge guard sequence and could it be that's a combo?
Winner! Good way to beat Belly!
And that's the tournament. Follow NASB Jr on Twitter to keep an eye out for their future events if you'd like to try your own hand at winning banishment and 25 doll hairs. And if you enjoyed my Patrick antics and want more NASB videos, leave a comment letting me know. And feel free to subscribe, like, and do all that stuff for this gooey content as it's super helpful. That wraps up this installment of Gruster's Gaming, so until next time, in Grust we trust. We're spritzing up goo in the stratosphere, living life with no fear. It's Operation Qualch. It's Operation Qualch. Dinging no train when I did nowhere. Living life with no fears. Like it's Operation Qualch. Said it's Operation Qualch.